Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another 7 o'clock premiere. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, today we've been covering the story of Dacara Thompson, 19-year-old woman that went missing August 22nd out there in Prince George's County, Maryland. And last Friday they said that she was her body was identified, and this guy right here that you see, HugoHernandez-Mendez, 35-year-old migrant, legal migrant from Guatemala, is supposedly the suspect in the case of her dying, or the killer. Now, more information has come out. It doesn't make the story any better. This is absolutely heartbreaking. He went to court today, and he was only there on the video format. They didn't really show anything. I guess cameras weren't allowed in there. And he was given no bond. Make no mistake, man, as horrible as this case is, and my heart, and prayers do go out to the family, because I honestly believe these are classy people, the way they handled themselves, in front of the media and, on camera. This right here, man, is something that could be used as a teaching lesson to younger people that are just going out there and getting their independence, especially young ladies nowadays, because predators are out here and they're not messing around. And just getting close enough will get you caught up in their jaws of deceit. And it can also sometimes end up in death. You might not want to hear when parents are talking to you or something when you get 18, but there are still things out there that you need to know about. Take a look at this and we'll come back.
HugoHernandez-Mendez is charged with murdering Dacara Thompson and then discarding her body. ICE says he was in the country illegally. Hernandez-Mendez just made an appearance in court this afternoon. We want to warn you first, though, some of the details that are in this case you might find troubling. News 4's Darcy Spencer was at that hearing, joins us with the very latest on this investigation. Darcy?
Erica, it was a little bit of a surprise this afternoon. We were waiting for the bond review, and then his attorney said that he wasn't challenging. He did not try to get a bond set, so he's continuing to be held without bond. In the meantime, we are getting more information about what evidence has been collected in the case, including blood evidence and an indication that the victim suffered skull and facial fractures.
I just want justice served for my daughter.
The mother of Dacara Thompson making her first public statement following her daughter's killing and arrest of HugoHernandez-Mendez on murder charges. The suspect, who denied involvement in the murder, agreed to be held without bond. According to charging documents, investigators found multiple areas of suspected blood in Hernandez-Mendez's bedroom, including on a mattress. Detectives believe the crime happened in the bedroom of this Bowie home, where he lived with relatives and roommates, and there were signs of a physical altercation. The documents say detectives found a fake fingernail on the bedroom floor, and it matched a nail that was missing on the victim's finger when her body was found off of Route 50 in Anne Arundel County on August 31st, several days after she disappeared. Right now, Hernandez-Mendez is facing first and second degree murder charges.
We'll make a determination in short order as to the appropriateness of any charges and what those charges will be. And then we would present to the grand jury for indictment.
According to charging documents, Dacara had skull and facial fractures, and detectives expect her death to be ruled a homicide. The exact cause of her death has not yet been released. The documents say detectives also went through outside trash bins and allegedly found a white napkin with suspected blood stains and hairs that were consistent with the wig Dacara was wearing. Prince George's police say Dacara willingly got in the SUV with Hernandez-Mendez in the early morning hours of August 23rd. They drove to his Bowie home. During a search of that SUV, investigators say they found possible blood evidence in the passenger front seat. The police say that he's in the country illegally and that he was arrested by U.S. Park Police on a DUI charge in April, then released. It's unclear why he was not detained by ICE.
I'm very disappointed, finding that out now, because we may not be here today if they did what they were supposed to do.
Following his arrest, ICE placed a detainer on Hernandez-Mendez. The interim state's attorney says immigration status is not relative in seeking justice for victims.
This office's primary concern is not the legal status of the defendant, or frankly, of any other defendant. My concern is to hold accountable people who commit crimes against the residents of Prince George's County.
Now, we did reach out to U.S. Park Police as well as ICE regarding that release from that DUI charge. We have not yet heard back. Now, Dacara's mom also said today that people have been disparaging her daughter's character on social media. It sounds like this has been very painful for her. She said her daughter was a good girl, and she just wanted to remind everyone to show them some grace as they're grieving this loss. Back to you.
Darcy Spencer live for us this afternoon. Darcy, thank you.
That's some of the information, man. And, you know, just thinking about what this young lady went through is absolutely heartbreaking. And it's hard to fathom. And just like the media asked, which I don't know why they would ask that question, are you ready to go and see all the horrible things, go through with the trial of this and all of this stuff? I'm going to be honest with you. That type of stuff, if I ran shit, I would sit down with them and let them see all of the stuff that they had and let them mourn in peace. I would. A trial where you got to go in there and see all of the vicious things that a guy did to your daughter for no fucking reason. And he's sitting right over there, and you as a father or family members can't do nothing to him. And he's standing there because he don't give a fuck because he did it in the first place. It's horrible. It's horrible. I have a little girl that's 9. She's twice the age. You know what I'm saying? But still, love for your child is love for your child. These people don't deserve that. And neither did she. He used her. She fought. He threw her off a fucking bridge and used her like an instrument for his own sexual desire or whatever. And threw her down a damn 30-foot thing on a highway where cars can come by and see him. And I'm going to tell you, that car sitting there, and I'm coming in to investigate that abandoned car that had nothing to do with it, that was nothing but God. Keep it real. That was nothing but God. I don't believe this type of shit, man, like a criminal can just go in court and get due process. Always showing humanity to the most inhumane motherfuckers out here. Once it's found out that you killed somebody, and this guy ain't shit, and I'm gonna break that down in a second, you need to go right then and there. Hell, a bullet ain't what? $1, 30 cents? No, but they'll put him in jail. Taxpayers will pay tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they'll give him life. Or they'll say, you know what, we'll send him back so he can sneak back over here. You wasn't supposed to be over here anyway. And this is what you do. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Guatemala, no disrespect, but this dude come from a place where they kill women and the women are scared because there's a lot of femicide over there. This dude come over here, I still don't know what the connection is, and that's the main question. What's the connection to where she went to his truck and willingly got in there? What was it a promise of? Seriously. What would bring a 35-year-old predator to a 19-year-old girl? What would be the correlation? We already seen what he did with her, so we already know in his mind it was the lure of satisfying his own sexual deviance. Said he killed her in the house. Family was there. Another thing I got to question is, her fingernail was tore off. They was in that room fighting. He was taking advantage of her, and you can't tell me she didn't scream. And everybody's in there, they noticed, oh, sound like they was having sex in there, and the girl wasn't with it. So none of y'all knocked on the door to see what was going on? Y'all allowed that in your own fucking house, regardless of if he's family or not? What 35-year-old man comes in and has wild, crazy sex in a house that ain't his? None of y'all said, okay, that don't sound like normal fucking in there. Let me knock on the door. Hey, what's going on? Didn't do any of that. Said he killed her in the room. How'd he get her back outside and put her in the car? Drove in the car. They said it's possible blood in the car. Of course it was. Blood on the wall in the house. All part of her wig, fingernail. She was in there fighting for all she was worth to no avail, only to get thrown off into off a bridge, and this dude go home and act like nothing ever happened. Then when they catch him, he ain't saying that, oh, I went to the club to go with my girl and then I didn't go. Well, we saw her get in your car from the surveillance at a parking lot with, I'm not talking. I'd have beat his fucking ass there. I'd have went and got a blowtorch and ran it up his nostril. He would have talked then. This is bullshit. Always the bullshit. Family got to hear the gory details. Family saying, people saying negative things about the daughter on social media. Man, that's just how it is sometimes. And I mean, I know you can't control that. Hell, we all get bad comments on this channel and we try to do the common good and speak for victims and stuff like that. That's just how it is. And I'm sorry that happens to you, but that happens to the best of us. But I mean, come on, man. Come on, stuff like this should not be. She's only 19 years old. As a 35-year-old man, yeah, you can look and like, yeah, she bad as hell, or she look good, or damn. That's about far as it go. But motherfuckers come from other countries and they bring their culture over here. They don't adapt to the culture. They bring their culture over here. And they bring a lot of the bad habits, like this fucking guy right here. And it's not everybody. You know, people come over here and they take advantage of what's given to them, you know, what America has to offer. But motherfuckers like this that sneak over here and then they see America on TV and they see women in bikinis and the over-sexualization of women and stuff like this, their mind's already fucked up. I'm more than sure he's seen a lot of those black videos where girls be shaking their ass with the thongs on in them videos and stuff and saw her. Sad, man. Sad. She never got a chance to live. Whereas this motherfucker here had a rough life. You could look at that fucking scar on his face. If you look close enough, somebody took a knife or a razor and held him down and cut from here around his face and then down. He did something really disrespectful over there in his country. That's probably why his bitch ass ran over here. You know what I'm saying? They didn't off him. But you come to America with that bullshit, he wouldn't have went nowhere else. He'd have been gone already. This would have came and went. I'd have showed him one time on a thing, and then the Death Express would have came. I'd have had a van just like they do in China. Pull right up, skirt, get your bitch ass right in the van. You know what I'm saying? And he'd have been done. These people out here are crazy nowadays. Not just people coming from other countries. The shit that we have problems in here with people preying on their own people. You know what I'm saying? Americans preying on Americans. It's not right. You can be a child, you can be a baby, not even able to speak. And here comes some sick, sadistic bastard coming and taking advantage of you. He treated this woman like common trash. Common trash. She mattered. She had a life. She had people that loved her. Just like this bitch ass dude did. And he didn't make the most of the situation he had. Well, he did by taking advantage of somebody else that didn't even get a chance to be a full-fledged adult. She wouldn't even make it to 21. How sick is that? What he did was cruel, cold, and insensitive. His punishment should be that. It should be exactly that. This should be a death penalty case. No questions asked. And it shouldn't be no parading around because they talking about, it might take months or even years before he gets convicted. That's a motherfucking disgrace. That's a goddamn disgrace. I would change all of that shit. And it's all these politicians come and they got their own self-interest and all this other shit, but nobody looks at the real problem. We are killing each other from the inside out in this country. And like in 20 years, it's going to be way worse than it is. And this thing is going to get so big with the violence and all this other stuff that it's going to be almost impossible to stop. Because motherfuckers ignore it. They see it, but don't say nothing. You know another reason why I would give the death penalty to people that take the lives of others indiscriminately and viciously like this? The psychological turmoil that a parent will go through, or people that this young lady mattered to go through year after year after she's gone, is immense. her birthday come around, a time for depression, family upset. She would have been such and such years old the day her body was found. Family go through something. The day they got the bad news. The day the press conference came out and all these horrific details came out about what happened to their cherished loved one. That would come up. So it's like 3 or 4 different types of days. They're not even holidays, days of depression put into a family's life that doesn't deserve it from a child that's gone that should still be here. And they have to relive this nightmare every year. While this guy right here, nothing happens to him. He just gets put on the shelf. He would walk to the gallows with the same terror that girl experienced, that young lady. And that's real. It don't get no better than that. And it don't get no realer than that. And it don't get no fairer than that. Everybody always talking about equal punishment for equal crime. Yet it never comes. If he gets life, he won. He won. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm done with this, man. Like I said, may Dacara Thompson rest in peace. Prayers and condolences go to her family. If any more updates come up, we'll cover it. But, man, it's just a lot of questions with this. And like I said, this is a teaching moment, man. You young, you might think you know everything, or you grown and you out there in deep water. You still sometimes need to swim within the range of the shore in case something do go wrong. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Take care.